Hey guys, Jimmy, and today on Roblox we're playing some more Loomian Legacy. As you can see on the screen right now, today we're checking out Himbrr. And I guess like a good question actually is Himbrr actually even worth using right now? Which we'll get into in a second, okay? But for this team, Himbrr actually looks decent, but obviously your soul, so I gotta probably bring Vesperatu. Luminami looks not that great. There's got quite a few plant types, but I will. Actually, it's probably not really worth bringing it. I probably want this. Might bring my own Eurosol, because he's got a lot of things that can beat Luminami, but I want to bring it. So yeah, but Zulon could be really good anyway, just to, like clean up late game. But we'll do this. That sounds fine. So yeah, Himbrr. It's basically run the exact same set that it's ran since it came out. To be honest, oh, there's a tab, of course there is. I could probably take a hit with the armor, so I can probably just go, don't know if I want to swap out or not. Chartique I kind of need, I'm not too sure. So then Himbrr, I think Health Amulet is still the best on it. I can't really see anything else being really ran on it. If you want to run Earth Power, or the Earth Essence, or the Ice Essence, I guess, but I don't really know if that's worth it. I'm running a tanky set, so also Clever and Robust. Some people are running Clever and Brawny just for that 10% extra damage with also the Awakening boost. For moves, we got Earthquake, Winter's Fury. You can go for Chili Chomp if you don't want the energy cost to be so high, I guess. It's up to you. Icicle Traps, obviously. Icicle Traps are decent in this game, especially right now being... There's not... I mean, people use Troutique, but there's not, like, an abundance of fire types, I guess. Like... The only one I really see right now is like Chartique, sometimes Eruptodon, maybe sometimes Ikazune, but people aren't really running them that much, and they're good for like Himbrr and Sedimars because they're used quite a lot. And our last move is Quicksand, which is also going to be good for trapping stuff in that Himbrr can actually beat. So yeah, you got a few options. I probably want to swap out into Vesperatu here, so I will. Hopefully we can take a hit low from this tab. So yeah, for the TPs low, we'll get into those now. Life Drain, okay, so it is a ranger, it is a mixed attacking one still, but we tag that pretty well. I'm glad about that. Don't have Chase down, so that's an oof. So for the training, I've gone 200 health, 200 range defense, the exact same set we've really ran since the very beginning of the game. I have 80 into the melee defense. Again, you can put this into melee attack if you really want to, like, just have it hit a little bit harder, but 20 energy TPs just to get that 250, also with 40 UPs in the energy will let us use 5 Earthquakes in a row, or 4 Earthquakes and a Quicksand to trap something. I guess you could go like a little bit more if you want to like make sure you can get that 55 energy in for Winter's Fury, so like you can go for like, how many more do you need actually? Actually, you probably need like another 25-ish? No, wait. I think you need, what? I can't remember. It's like, what? Level 50s, like, what, 6 TPs? Like another 30, I think, then, if you want to get enough for Winter's Fury and then 4 Earthquakes. Don't know if that's worth it or not, low, to be honest, but Winter's Fury, you're not really going to be clicking it, unless it's like Avatros or Flora. Oh god, what's the, Florant? Yeah, Florant, okay. You play a little bit of Monsters Ether, so I got a little confused there. But also you just against plant types and air types, so yeah, not exactly that necessary. You're mostly just going to click Earthquake, to be honest. If it is a plant type, you're probably not going to keep it in, you're probably going to swap out. That's actually, it was a good slap down, I'll take that. It's probably going to go for a... Actually, Ticlips is fine here. So my team is a little bit stalled right now, they're all tanks, which I don't exactly like. I like my damage ones, okay, but yeah. Let's get into the situation then. Is Himbrr even worth running? I don't think it is right now, because if you think about it, what are some of the best Lumians in the game right now? Luminami, Balrog, and Sedimars. Two of, like, I guess the best 3 right now are Earth types. I guess Sedimar's kind of like fallen off a little bit. People aren't exactly running it that much. People seem to be more interested in Balrog right now. I mean, aside from this guy's using Sedimars still, but there's nothing really wrong with that. I mean, it's still good. But, since those two do so much damage, has so much damage output, it's not really worth running Himbrr. Like, yeah, it's tanky, but I mean, there are better, like, melee tanks in the game right now for it. Its typing is really good, though. Like, Earth, like I said, the only things that I think resist Earth are
plant and air. Actually, I don't know. I can't remember if bug resists it. Oh gosh, let me pull up the type chart. I don't remember. It's been a while since I looked at the type chart. Okay, it's been a while since I've just used Himbrr in general. Damage. There way. Type calc. That's what we want. Okay, we're gonna withdraw into the Sedimars. That's fine. We get some good damage. So on Earth, what resists it? Yeah, it is bug. So bug and plants resist it, and also air is immune to it. Which, if you think about the secondary typing being ice, what is ice good against? Yes, that's right, plants, bug, and air. So the typing is really, really good. The ice covers for its earth weaknesses, and ice is what weak to fire. Actually, what is ice weak to? Ice is weak to fire, brawler, and metal. I mean, earth can take out fire and metal, so it's only really got brawler, really, that can like hit hard, that isn't going to get hit hard, super hard back. I mean, yeah, Himbrr's typing is very scary right now. In the future, it might be a really good threat, but right now, not exactly that much of a threat, to be honest. I won't call it really like a big threat right now. It is pretty tanky. It's still probably the best icicle trap user right now. Also, the only other one is ooh, that was a crit. That kind of sucks. We can still go for life drain though. The only other one that I can actually use it is icicle. The only one that can use Icicle Trap is Icigool. I can't speak today, obviously. But no one really uses Icigool right now. It'll probably become popular once Bane of Haste is actually accessible on it. I think that'll be like a pretty good one to run. So yeah, right now it's just like kind of bulky. Like I said, some people are running like a little bit offensive on it, but what people are waiting for, I guess, is like the choice items, like choice bands. Choice band Himbrr with Yeti's Wrath is going to be one of the scariest things. Especially because I'll talk about it, okay, again, just like mention it again. We'll go into Vesperatu here. So, in the future, we thought also, oh, it is chased down, I thought it would be. Also, I'm not going to stay on that one, so I'd go and swap out. So, obviously in the future, we thought, well, air isn't really flying in this game. They're more like more like airbenders, so it doesn't really make sense for air to be immune to earth. So what we had in mind is what actually mostly T-Bread had in mind, was that maybe what we could do is we could make it so air is no longer immune to earth. It can potentially just be neutral or resistant. I would probably say it should resist earth, and then we should add like a secondary ability, which is like a, I don't know what's the right words. It's like you have your normal abilities, but it's like it's a levitate ability. It's like a secondary ability that some Loomians might get, like Dusket, for example. Dusket will have either its harmonized or its mean-spirited one, but it'll have a passive ability. That's the word I'm looking for. A passive ability where it can still levitate, and that'll make it immune to earth-type moves or grounded moves. Also, earth typing being mostly filled with grounded moves. And the reason why I bring that up right now is because obviously Earthquake is grounded because it's an earthquake, whereas Yeti's Wrath, we don't exactly know what it would be classed as. Technically, I don't think it's a grounded move, which means it would be able to hit every levitating Loomian, which might be kind of busted. In fact, when you give it like the Awakening boost, a choice band boost. So yeah, and the fact that it's 120 base power, so yeah, that's why people are like waiting for that choice band or an alternative to come out. Because Himbrr's gonna hit stupidly hard. Like, it's got a decent melee attack, it's very tanky as well, so it can like take a few hits and then dish out a lot of damage with Yeti's Wrath, because honestly, nothing in the game can really deal with it. So yeah, very scary indeed. Probably worth swapping out here, to be honest. I'll go in. Luminarm is not a good option. Probably to clip. No, to clips isn't either. How can I beat? I'll just click Slapdown. I should outspeed it, so this might one-shot it, to be honest. It might live it, we'll see. Yeah, it still lives it. What item? Life Essence? No item! Why do? I can tank that pretty well, though. Although, it gets the burn. Of course he would get the burn. Why wouldn't he get the burn? Why wouldn't you get the burn? That sucks. That really sucks. We'll just slap down again. We can take another Fire Breath, I think. We're not going to KO the Chartika, but
We have Lumian to deal with the Eurosol still. It kind of sucks that I got burnt, obviously, on the first turn. So yeah, that's why people are going to probably be running like 200 melee attack, probably 200 health, and then I guess the rest either like some into energy for like the Yeti's Wrath, just spam, obviously. You might not really need it, but then probably the rest will be dumped into the range defense. And you'll probably want to run like, I guess, very brawny, sluggish, and clumsy, so mostly you have like Bane of Haste teams. Himbrr is going to be one of the fastest things in the game. So yeah, Himbrr could be very scary in the future. So for like a balancing reason, we might just make Yeti's Wrath grounded, just to like avoid that, because yeah, it's very scary. But at the same time, even if air still resists it, I mean, it still has its ice typing, which they can hit every other type that resists earth, except from levitating Loomian. So I still think it'll be fine. Still be really, really good. I just think it might be a little too busted if Yeti's Wrath isn't grounded. So yeah, we might have to make it. We might have to make it grounded, unfortunately. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, but like I said, that levitate idea isn't going to be a thing for a very long time. We have no idea when that's coming out. That's just like an idea. We haven't really explored it that much. We had like the idea a while ago, but like I said, we haven't really explored it at all. I want to slap down again, but I don't think I have enough energy, so I am going to go into Chartiki again. So yeah, but that's like the idea that we have. Like I said, it's not going to come up for ages, same for choice items. Choice items might not even be a thing for like endgame. I have no idea when they're going to be a thing, to be honest. It's just like I said, we just have like ideas for them right now. We have no idea like when they're going to get programmed into the game, or if the ideas right now are actually finalized. We can still change some things up if we really want to. So yeah, that's the idea for Himbrr right now. Still basically the exact same from the very beginning. Some people like to run a little bit, I know at least one person likes to run a little bit more melee attack in it with Robust, just to tank 3 +1 Sedimars hits, which I don't think is worth it. Himbrr can't beat Sedimars because Sedimars can heal. So yeah, I mean, I guess Winter's Fury can like try and stall it a little bit for the energy drain, but I don't think it's really worth it, to be honest. I'd rather use Chartiki to take out Sedimars, in my opinion. But for the melee attacking Himbrr in the future, that's going to be pretty nuts once I guess we do get something to increase power even more. So Himbrr is going to be pretty scary. Also, I want to speak about the secret ability, because I have a buff in mind for it that I think will be good. But also Himbrr only has the ability so far. I forgot what it's called, to be honest. I have it in a notepad somewhere. Because obviously for the change, I got a little bit of health back from that. Probably should have saw that coming. Probably could have just gone for the swab, but oh well. I'll sacrifice Vespera to here. Don't exactly need it anymore, I don't think. We kind of do, but kind of don't. Okay, what is it? Oh, Staunch, that's what it's called. So that's the secret ability of it. Right now, the only thing that it does is it's kind of... Oh, I closed all my tabs. No. Open back, please. The only thing that it does right now is kind of like clear body. It just won't. Its stats can get lowered. So like when a Zulong uses Ancient Raw, for example, it will dip and it will lower. It won't, but it won't lower the range attack and the melee attack of the Himbrr. Or like if it's terrifying, like Intimidate, that won't affect its stats. The only problem is that, obviously, I made that, yeah, I'll just do this. I made that ability before the Awakening ability was made, so it's not really that great. In comparison, you'd rather just have Himbrr do more damage right now, so also that's why you don't really see it being used. Although for a buff, I think I'm gonna do it, so certain moves, like Ancient Raw, for example, not only will it stop its stats from being decreased, it will also trap in the Loomian. Also, there's going to be more moves like Ancient Raw, just a couple. Also, Ancient Raw won't be the move that will be passed down, that is still signature locked onto Zulong, but other moves like, I don't know, a speed version or something, I'm not really too sure yet. He's out of energy, so Himbrr looks fine to come out here, to be honest, or Chartiki can just Fire Breath. Yeah, I kind of like that, but I'm just going to go into Himbrr. So that's like the idea I have for it. Although, it won't block Flash and Flee, because Flash and Flee just does damage and dips, it doesn't decrease stats. So it's only really going to be right now only usable on Zulong, or against Zulong, I guess. So I'm not really too sure if that's still like really great of an idea, but I think it's something at least to buff it. So if Himbrr, you want to run like a really tanky set with the Quicksands, which is pretty decent to be honest, pretty annoying to deal with, it has that option. So like also like if you predict a Zulong to come out, I don't know why Zulong would ever come in onto a Himbrr to be honest, but you get to, also the Zulong's going to swap out, so you get like a Quicksand onto something and then you get to trap them in and they can't lower your stats, so like you can kind of like stall them out a little bit if you really want to, but I feel like even with this additional effect, I feel like people will still rather run Awakening because it makes sense, it lets you do a lot more damage, which makes sense. Himbrr's melee attack is decent, not exactly like stupidly great, please hit 3 times, never mind, only twice, so I think people still run Awakening, but it's a good buff, plus if we add that ability to more Loomians, because right now, like I said, Himbrr I think is the only thing with that ability, I think it'll be a pretty good buff just for future things, just to like, make it a little bit better, to be honest, so I think it's fine, I like that idea. So yeah, and especially with like the Ancient Raw getting like a little bit of a buff, so rather than being 70 energy, it'll be a little bit cheaper, and again, if you are predicting a Zulong to Ancient Raw on something, for example, you can go into your Himbrr and just waste the energy, and now they have to swap out next turn. You get a free Quicksand onto something. I think it might be pretty decent. So the Sedimar's coming out. Ooh. I probably should have Icicle trapped a while ago, to be honest, but I'm actually going to go for the Quicksand just to trap them in. I'm going to go for the Sharpen, obviously. We can take a couple of hits, but like I said, the only problem is trying to deal with the Sedimars. Also, that Quicksand doesn't do a lot of damage, but it traps in now, and it does a little bit of residual damage every turn for like, I think, 4 or 5 turns. Actually, how many turns is it? Because it traps it in for like a decent amount, I think. Prevents them from retreating from battle and hurting them slowly over time. Well, it doesn't say. I think it's like 4 or 5 turns, but now I get to Winter's Fury, and I get to like drain a little bit of their energy, so it could be decent, we'll see. Also, most Sedimars run range defense, not melee defense, so this might deal decent damage still. Only hit twice. It can rejuvenate, which again is fine. Oh, actually, no, I regained some energy, so I guess you don't really need to worry about having more energy for Winter's Fury, because you get a little bit of energy back, so it's actually a little bit cheaper, I think, than all of the other moves if you get some good damage. Also, this turn he's either going to go for a Rejuvenate or something. I'm just going to Winter's Fury. I'm not going to think about it too much. Yeah, Rejuvenate. You get to waste a little bit more of his energy. Actually, does it steal his energy or does it only increase mine? Oh, it doesn't drain their energy. Dang it. So yeah, why would you ever want to use Himbrr against the Sedimars? Very close again, nice. Yeah, I thought people were using the tanky Himbrr set to beat Sedimars because it drains its energy. It doesn't drain energy. That one only beats it because he got greedy. Went for 2 Sharpens. That was too greedy for him, to be honest. But yeah, it doesn't drain energy, it just gets energy for it. So yeah, I don't see how it's going to outstall a Sedimars if they know what they're doing with it. I think that's a terrible idea then to use a Himbrr against the Sedimars. So yeah, right now, let's say Himbrr is decent. It's a lot tankier, obviously, than Sedimars and Borok, but I think what people are using also Sedimars and Borok for are the output damage. Himbrr isn't really known for the output damage. It's pretty decent though for like the Icicle Trap and Quicksand set, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's pretty darn good. I'm just gonna Earthquake. So yeah, I mean, it's actually gonna tank this pretty well, so if you want like a really good melee tank, I mean, Himbrr is still a good option, but I don't know if you really want it if you're already in Borok or Sedimars, to be honest, but it is a cool option, okay? It is a cool option, just like right now, don't really think it's that worth it, although it is decent if you know like exactly what you want to do. Also, Ruin Health Amulet, don't exactly know if there's any other items that you could potentially run on it, so yeah. Obviously right now my team is running 3 health amulets, which is not that great, to be honest, but oh well. We'll just go for Earthquake again, there's no reason why not to. So yeah, I think Himbrr is still good. I don't think it's like really necessary. I think I'd just rather run a Borok, to be honest, but like I said, it is really tanky, and the Earth and Ice typing together is I think is really good. Just right now, you don't really like see that many air types. You don't really see that many plant types, to be honest, except from like Chartika, which again is a fire type, so its ice moves aren't super effective. Oh, we got the paralyzed. Don't get paralyzed. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I get paralyzed? Duh. Why wouldn't I? Of course it does. Not a secret ability one either. So yeah, Himbrr. Typing wise, I would say it's really good for the future. Right now, it's eh. I'd rather just use a Balrog, because also Balrog has Mega Chomp, which is Dark type and can hit the plant types as well. So I think Balrog and Sedimars are still better to run over Himbrr, but it's a good change of pace, okay? Like, I think it's pretty decent, especially if you want Ice Cold Trap. Some people, like, right now aren't really running, like, too many fire types, so you can get away with getting an Ice Cold Trap up. That team didn't have a fire type, but I just couldn't really get Himbrr out that much. And when it was out on the field, it wasn't really worth setting up Ice Cold Traps for that specific battle. So yeah, but yeah, Himbrr is still good. I don't think it's really worth running if you already have a Balrog or a Sedimars. If you have Sedimars, maybe could be worth checking it out. If you have a Balrog Claw, I mean, you already do like the exact same thing. You have Earthquake, you have Mega Chomp for the plant types, you have Raging Tackle Flint for everything else that resists those two, so I don't know. I don't exactly know if it's worth it or not, especially with the Boast's ability as well, like also 110 melee attack +1, which if you're smart with, you can get off a lot really well. And right now with this specific metagame, there are a lot of things that are like fairly like slow around Balrog speeds tier, so they can try and outspeed things that you want to outspeed. So yeah, Balrog is still really good. Sedimars, I'm not exactly like a huge fan of Sedimars. I don't even know where mine is. Oh, it's here. I'm not really a big fan of Sedimars. I prefer Balrog, although Sedimars is really good. It can set up really easily and then just sweep and then heal when it needs to, so it's really easy to use. I do like Balrog more, it's just that its range defense also sucks in comparison to Sedimars' defenses. But yeah, like on top of that, I mean, Himbrr is also still really good. I like it a lot. Ice Cold Trap is definitely like a good bonus for it right now, with the two Earth types being like dominant right now on almost every team, to be honest, that I've seen at least. So yeah, I say it's still pretty good. Like I said though, for the Ice Cold Trap thing, it is pretty good, for, like I said, for the fact that not too many fire types. Like, Krakaloa, people say that it's good, but I haven't really seen anyone really use it, to be honest. Like, at all. People use Chartika, but again, I mean, that's really the only one I see. Some people use Eruptodon, I don't see them very often though. Very few people use Serenite now. I feel like everyone that I used to see run Serenite, I think now runs Chartika over it, or just another fire type because of how weak it is right now to like everything in the metagame. And then also like, Ikazune, I'd say like fairly decent as well. I'd probably see more Ikazunes than Eruptodon. So, I don't really know though, to be honest. I still think it's like a pretty good niche just to have for Ice Cold Trap. And with the Quicksand tactic as well now, I mean, it can get some like good trap ins, because also if you trap in a Loomian, you can swap out to whatever you want then, so then they can't swap. I think Quicksand wears off though if Himbrr leaves the field. I'm not 100% too sure about that, but if it does, then that's still good, because you get a swap out and they're forced to have to stay in and just hit you, which also if it's a bad matchup, you get to trap them in, and now they can't really do anything. So yeah, Himbrr is definitely scary under the right circumstances. It just gonna take a while to get used to, I guess. But yeah, my team right now is pretty stally. I don't exactly like that. Also got my Himbrr, my Luminami stall. My Vesperatu, the one that I'm running right now, is a tankier one, which is stally, but it's mostly just for Urusol to just beat down Urusol. I have Urusol as like damage. My Zulong just speeds. My Teclipse is still tank that can outspeed things if I come in on a dark type. And then Chartika, which is offensive tank, kinda. So yeah, most of my Lunas right now are tanks, which I don't exactly like, which is probably why I like Himbrr more on my team, just hyper offense. I guess actually Luminami is still like a offensive tank as well, but still, I don't know. I think Himbrr is still really good though. It's gonna be pretty fun to use it, to be honest. I'm gonna use it a little bit more. But anyway, with that being said, though, let me know in the comments down below what Lumians you would like me to use next. I know that people want me to use Trumbull and Moochune. Whenever I do those two Lumians, I think I'm going to mash them both into one video, just because they're not exactly similar, but I don't really want to do two videos on like Moochune and Himbrr because of how many times I've done videos on them. And for people wondering, they're still pretty darn good. It's just that no one really uses them because
if it's got nerfed, oh, it's nerfed into the ground. It's not being nerfed into the ground. Trumbull and Moochin are still really good. I see them from time to time, but I feel like most people that actually run them just probably run older sets, and they don't exactly know how to run it. But yeah, they're still really good, so don't get confused, okay? Just because it got nerfed doesn't mean it's like, oh, it's awful now. It's still really good. It's just that it's not as good as it once was. So yeah, I thought I'd quickly mention that, but that is the video then. So like I said, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.